Welcome to Art Dot. I'm Dagmar Cirilla. We're in the beautiful Kalarama in the heart of the Dandenong Ranges. And today you're going to meet an extraordinary artist. And we're here. We have the privilege of being with an extraordinary plein air painter. Amongst her many achievements to date, she was awarded the National Gallery of Victoria Trustees Award. She has won the Dobell Drawing Award in 2002, and that's like the best drawing award in Australia. She is a painter and a mum and a very good friend. Welcome, Mary Tonkin.
Thanks,
Daniel. We're in her studio at the moment, but Mary's primarily a plein air painter, so she does these incredible paintings outdoors. Is there some kind of logistics or technique that you have that goes with painting outdoors?
Not terribly. A lot of drawing, a lot of small preparatory painting studies, and then sometimes smaller paintings, sometimes large paintings. But in terms of practicalities, it's just a plastic box which has any paint colours that I might use, brushes, mediums, rags, that kind of stuff. I have a little folding palette that I made that all stays out there, and the easel. So.
Do you work out what colours you want to use first, or do you just take a whole lot of, because you use the large trays, don't like the large tins?
Tins and tubes, a mixture of, depending on which pigment it is. Initially, I had very limited palettes and would take a prepared limited palette on site, but not anymore, just have the full range of colours at my disposal.
Okay, we'll talk a bit more about colour later. So if the weather's inclement or it's cold, would you still go out and paint?
Sure, as long as it's not pouring. Oh, well, if it's raining and I can set up a tarp. But
wow, that's
generally
dedication.
Generally it's
crazy.
Generally it's fine weather. Yeah.
Right, okay. So you do a drawing first, then you come back and work out what size canvases you want to work on. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of walking around with a little sketchbook to sort out what the subject will be, and then smaller drawings, so that might take a period of a few days or a few weeks, and then that'll give me some indication of what I'm interested in and what size or scale it might be. Generally start with a smaller study and then make several versions and then scale up if I'm going to, but not always.
Okay. I know when I was reading your exegesis, which was incredibly well written, but you talk a lot about feelings and about connecting with the landscape and how you found it distracting in a studio space with other people around. But you've got elements, you've got leeches, you've got snakes. How do you kind of get yourself in a state where you can paint these incredibly beautiful and atmospheric paintings?
I don't find it a problem. It's just I just go out there and work. It is where I feel most comfortable and where I'm most open and responsive. So.
Have you had any interesting experiences, Mary, where you kind of look back and go, yeah, that was really funny, but at the time you're like, oh my God.
Well, to do with that openness, when I was initially working at Werribee Gorge, I'd be drawing away or painting away and someone would walk along because it's a public place, and I'd see them and get kind of a sort of shaky kind of response because you work in such an open state that it's an intrusion on your personal space, just having someone walk past. So here it's private and that's all fine, but apart from that, trees falling on things and completely ruining the subject matter.
Seriously?
Yeah, several times. Yeah.
Do you sit there and cry, or do you kind of
just go? Or
we're allowed to say that.
Or once, well, it's probably good because I was getting a bit round and shouldn't have been walking up and down the hill anyway.
So you painted the whole time through your pregnancy?
Until near the end, and then I was sitting down drawing.
Wow, you're an incredible woman, really. Mary, how do you handle the light? Because I think you said you paint from morning till night. You try and get as much time as possible. How does that work?
Oh, it changes. So just over a period of time, I would work out how I want the light, what part the light plays in the painting. So if I'd like some area to be dark or lighter, or it just sort of sorts itself out over time. So for instance, this painting has 3 distinct different points of view, and this little strip down the side is looking up, so it was morning light, and then these. That was mid-morning, and then this is early morning.
Yes.
That's sort of mid-morning, and this is an amalgamation of morning and afternoon.
So you said you were standing there?
Standing down here, looking into this part, standing up on the log, looking down into that part, and just standing here looking up into that part.
It's a whole new take on Cézanne-esque kind of paintings, isn't it? In a way, can I say that? I can, but it could be wrong. You idiot! No, you know how he does that sort of different. He sort of looks at the multiple angles, and I think this is a really dramatic painting because of it.
Well, I just wanted a sense of being following on from some drawings which are longer than I would normally do and have more pulled out multiple points of view. Most of the paintings have multiple points of view, but they're embedded in it and they're not clear. I wanted to make that more clear so that an audience is shifted physically, so that they're looking up and down and moving over time through a landscape and getting that kind of different layering of that experience. So this is the first painting after a long drawing doing that sort of does it more consciously than I've done before.
Do you think it creates movement too? Because I know that when you're standing in one spot and painting, you know, you're so static and so concerned about I feel that there's a lot more sort of dynamic movement happening in there too.
Yeah, which is more akin to your experience of being in the bush or even just standing there. You don't stand rooted to the one spot. You move around, or you get a sense of what it would look like from there or there.
Well, you have to move. There's so many bloody leeches.
Yes.
You dodge the leeches and the
It's not
snakes.
the leeches, it's the tick stairs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a beautiful painting, Mary. When I stood in this dense bush watching Mary Tonkin in her workplace, it was kind of like seeing her in one of her paintings. I guess this land has been in her family for over 50 years. She's grown up in it, she knows it intimately. And so it's not just Mary Tonkin who creates this body of art, but she has a partner in the process. And I think that's one of the things that makes Mary Tonkin so unique. So thanks for joining us on artdot, and we'll see you again tomorrow for part 2 of Mary Tonkin.